Hi everyone! So I'm here today with my mom. Mom, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Millicent.
And today we are going to reveal my mom's Ancestry DNA results. And you may have previously seen my video from last year where I did a live reaction and I revealed my results, and my mom finally got hers done. Now, when did you send your test off?
I sent my test off late August, latest would be early September.
Okay, and how long did it take for them to send it back to you?
I think roughly 5 weeks or so.
Okay, that's not bad. So what made you want to get your test done? Was it me, kind of talking about it, or me encouraging you to do it?
I think it was you encouraging me to do it and sending the link for the sale price.
Oh. Okay, great. So first, some just background information. What did you know about your family before? Like, what have you known? What have you heard from your parents about your family? Just background, just like a little summary of your knowledge.
I didn't know much of my family's history beyond my great-grandfather's mother. I didn't know
Your great-grandfather on what side?
my great-grandfather on my mother's side. My mother's father. I knew nothing of their origins as far as from what part of Africa. I just knew that that would be my great-great-grandmother. She was a slave, but my mother's grandfather was born free.
Mm-hmm. And that's all on your mom's side?
On my mom's side, my mom's people.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know anything else about your dad's family, or?
No, I think all I knew of my dad's family was just that they were from Orangeburg, South Carolina. I didn't know anything about that part of my family other than just knowing people. Mm-hmm. And that would be my grandmother. I heard stories about my great-grandmother, didn't know much about it. Knew some of my grandmother's siblings, some of which were half-siblings, some of which were step-siblings.
Mm-hmm. So you do know my mom's mother's family is from Virginia. Her dad's family is from South Carolina.
Yes, Orangeburg.
And grandmother's family is from South Boston, Halifax County, Virginia.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's enough information. So what were you expecting to see in your results? Like, did you have any predictions before your results came back?
No predictions. I just thought they would be similar to yours, of course. And so, no predictions. I thought maybe there would be perhaps a little bit of Native American there, because supposedly my mother's father, one of his wives, I'm not sure if it was my grandmother's mother, I thought that she was part Native American.
Who was that, you said?
That would be Dorothy's mom, mm-hmm. Shady's mm-hmm. mother.
Okay. So we're expecting, so just a little bit of Native American, mostly African?
Mostly African.
Okay. All right, so we won't waste any time. I guess we could just jump right into it. So they've changed the user interface a little bit on Ancestry. Before you could kind of see your percentages for African, European, Asian, and Native American, and all the other regions. It's kind of changed, but do you remember how much African you had? I know what it is.
No, I'm thinking like 83?
You had 87%.
87%. Were you 83%?
No.
Okay.
My mom was 87% African, I was 75% African. And so we can just start with the regions now. What was your largest region?
My largest region is Nigeria, 23%.
And in comparison to mine, I had 26% Nigerian. So I had more, we talked about this, I had more Nigerian than you. And what was your next one?
Next, Cameroon/Congo, 21%.
I had only 8% Cameroon/Congo. Which one's your next one?
Benin/Togo, 19%.
I also had Benin and Togo, and I had 11%.
Senegal, 9%.
I had 7% Senegal.
Ivory Coast/Ghana, 6%.
I had a lot more Ivory Coast and Ghana, which has to come from my dad, and I had 17% Ivory Coast and Ghana. And so you can open up your low confidence regions as well.
So, Africa, Southeastern Bantu, 5%.
I had 4% Africa, Southeastern Bantu.
Africa, South Central Hunter-Gatherers, 2%.
I had no Africa, South Central Hunter-Gatherers, absolutely none.
Then Mali, 1%.
I had less than 1% Mali.
Then Africa North, less than 1%.
And I had the same, I had Africa North less than 1%. So that is African, that makes up for 87% African and my 75% African. And then I'm gonna pull up the other regions. So the next region is Asia. My mom had less than 1% Asia. And what region was that? You had?
Asia South, less than 1%.
I had absolutely no Asia South. So Asia South is India, Pakistan, Nepal. That's all considered Asia South. And you have any idea where that would have come from?
No.
Indian, like real Indian.
No, I have no clue.
That's interesting. So for my Asian, I had 3% Asian, and it was not Asia South, but it was Asia Central, which is all the stands, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and all of that. And so that's Asian, and then the next region would be, for you, Europe. My mom had 12% Europe. I had 22% Europe.
So Europe West, 2%.
Actually, you scroll back up, your first one is this one.
Oh, Great Britain, 8%.
So I actually had 15% Great Britain. What was your next?
And then it was Europe West, 2%.
Europe West. I had no Europe West. Let me see. Wait a second. I had no Europe West, but I had 5% Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. What's your next?
Iberian Peninsula, 1%.
I had no Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal.
Then finally Finland / Northwest Russia, less than 1%.
And I also had the same. I had less than 1% Finland, Northwest Russia. And that's the end of your European countries.
Yes.
And then the last thing I had, my mom didn't have, was Europe South, which is like Italy and Greece, less than 1%. So that's it. Those are my mom's results in comparison with mine. There's some, I mean, clearly some similarities and some differences, which have to come from my dad's family. So how do you feel? How did you feel after you got them done and you saw the results? How did it make you feel?
I was surprised at my reaction because I looked at them very quickly as I was doing some dinner sort of activity, and I went back to it, but shortly after resuming what I was doing, I felt a little flutter. I think a celebratory flutter in my spirit, which was shocking. I had no expectations, didn't expect to be excited.
Really?
No, I didn't expect any kind of, reaction, just knowledge.
Were you excited when I shared them, my results, or you just felt like, oh, that's cool, but not really?
I think I just felt, oh, that's cool. It's more like a curiosity to me. I think because my inclination is just to be curious in a, knowledge sort of way, information. And so I was curious, but I didn't expect like excitement, which I think is more like an emotional sort of response.
You never had like a longing to know where in Africa your family came from?
Maybe I had an interest in knowing. I don't know if I would call it a longing, because for me, I think it's mostly about information. But when I did the project for Alexander's elementary school in 5th grade, when
Alexander is my brother, she's mentioning.
When he was, he felt so strongly that his teacher, a white teacher, didn't like black people. And I started organizing some diversity and cultural activities at his school, one of which was a map in the hallway where all the students entered the school, and allowing the kids to put a pin in the map where of those countries where their family originated, that made me sad that as a black person, African American person, neither my son would be able to put a pin in the map. That made me sad. That was in 2005. It actually brought me to tears. I don't remember if the tears fell, but it was very sad.
So, now that you know you're 23% Nigerian, does that make you want to like learn more about Nigeria or visit Nigeria or be involved in any way in like the culture or learn more?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think of my identity so much as wrapped up as where I came from, but I think more about my identity as being a Christian, being a believer, and I happen to be from there because I don't feel that where you're from really makes who you are. And
I don't think that either. I don't think it makes you who you are, but it's like a part of how you came to be.
Right, it is a part of how I came to be, but I think, who I am, my beliefs, my value system now, that's more, I think more about that. I think that's a big, important part of who I am.
Okay. So that's it. We'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed watching this, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you've taken the Ancestry DNA test and want to share your results, you can leave them in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.